So in this video, we're going to be looking at how to mutate arrays in SolidJS stores, how to update arrays that are contained in our store. And if you have observed, I have added a cars array to this store. It contains different types of cars. We have the Cybertruck, manufacturer Tesla. It's an electric car, so we have this electric property that is true or false based on whether the car is electric or not. We have Model S, we have F1, F-150, one of my favorite cars, Ford Raptor. Is not electric, it's fuel, so electric is false. And we have the Camaro, made by Chevrolet. So we have these cars, and we're going to be updating these arrays. We're going to be adding to it. We're going to be updating objects inside it, and also going to be removing objects from it. So let's go ahead and start our demo. Once again, I've commented out the previous demo, so you can always check it out in the GitHub repo for this course and play around with it. For now, I'm just going to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to display our cars. So let's do H3 cars. And what we're going to do is that we're going to use a for component. We're going to use a for component with each. Each is going to be set to appstore.cars. And inside we're going to have our curly braces. It's a car index. And then I don't need this. Which is just return. Return a list item, and the list item will be the name of the car. So car, we need a curly brace. So car dot name, the name of the car. Then we need the say dash, and we put the manufacturer. Car dot manufacturer. Let me just copy the manufacturer. So car dot manufacturer, and inside the bracket we're going to put if the car is electric or not. So I'm just going to put a ternary operator in here. Say car.electric. Car.electric, say electric. If not, just say fuel. So the electric, say electric. If not, just say fuel. So this should display our cars already. Let's save this and let's check it out in the browser. So let's refresh this. Refresh it, and we have our cars. So we have our cars. Cybertruck, Tesla, Model S, Tesla, and the Ford cars and the Chevrolet car. So we have these cars. We have these 5 cars displayed. Now, how do we mutate this array? How do we add stuff? How do we remove stuff or update stuff? Let's start with adding. How do we add stuff? And to do that, we're going to be adding a add car button. So let's go to VS Code. So in VS Code, let's come down here under the for. I'm going to add a button that says add car. And I'm going to set this to onClick. No, we need this camel cased. So onClick. I'm just going to call a add car function that I'm going to be defining later. So add car. So this. So let's copy the add car and go up to define the function. So let's come up here. Say const add car. This is where we're going to be running our car addition logic. So when you want to add a car, when you want to add to an array, the setup store syntax still applies, and you can always use your array methods to add stuff to your array, but in a way that it doesn't try to directly mutate the store. So let's get into action. We say setup store, and the first thing you want to do is select what you want to update. So we want to update cars. By the way, if your array is top level, like I said in Solid 1.4.0, you can now put arrays as the top level item for a store, for the initial value of a store. That's the initial state of a store. If it's top level, then you don't need to select it. You just run your logic. You just run your addition logic. That's you run everything from here, from what we're going to be doing here. So you don't need to select it with a property name if the array is at the top level. But if the array is nested inside an object, yeah, you need to pick it. So we pick our cars, then we use a callback method. With our cars, we add a callback. So we get the current value of our cars, then we set it to a function. And this function, what we're going to do is use the spread operator to add a new car. So first we spread our current cars, and add a new car. Yeah, we add a new car. We spread our current cars, so we have all our cars remain there, all our initial cars remain there. Then we add a new car with a new object. So for this car, let's say we had the i3 BMW. So the manufacturer is BMW, and the i3 is electric. So we set electric to true. The i3 is electric. So we set electric to true. So we picked cars, then we use the callback method, we get the current value of cars, then we return an array, we return a new array because we cannot mutate our store directly. And in that array, first we spread the current value of cars, so we have all our existing cars, then we add a new car with a new object, and here we're adding the BMW i3. So let's save that and go to the browser. So now here in the browser, we're having an error, add car is not defined. I think that must have come from HMR previously. Let's just refresh the page. Our error is gone, and we have our add car button. Now currently we have 5 cars. If we click add car, we expect to have 6 cars. We have our BMW car in the list. So let's click add car, and boom, yep, BMW i3 in the list, and it's electric. So that's how you add a car. We have mutated our store. We have added a new car. Perfect. Now let's try to update an existing car. And see how to do that. We're going to be having different ways to do that. So let's go into VS Code. So now we want to update our car. We want to update our array of cars. And how do we do that? First, let's come down here. Let's add a button. We're going to be doing 2 types of updates. The first is going to use the regular style, and the next one is going to use the path syntax. So let's say update Cybertruck. So this button is going to update the Cybertruck. So we say update Cybertruck. Yeah, update Cybertruck. So update Cybertruck. So we will just write the update Cybertruck button because we want this button to update the Cybertruck. Let me put 2 breaks here, because just to create some space without having to write CSS. So yeah, space. So let's go back up and write the update Cybertruck function. Nope. Update Cybertruck. Okay. So let's try and update our Cybertruck. So like I said, first we're going to use the regular method. The regular method of updating arrays is using .map. Yeah, use .map to update our array. So let's do that. Let's say set app store. And not all these updates are immutable. There are different ways to update arrays, but they are mutable. But we can use map to update an array in an immutable manner. So we select cars. Then we use our callback method to get cars, and we just simply do cars.map. So cars.map, we open up the function, and inside here we pick the car, pick each car in the list, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to say return if car.name is equal to Cybertruck. So if the name is equal to Cybertruck, we want you to return a new car containing the existing car properties, but with the name set to Tesla Cybertruck. Maybe we want to be more, specific in case someone creates a Cybertruck. So Tesla Cybertruck. Then if the name is not equal to Cybertruck, just return the car as is. So if the car's name is equal to Cybertruck, return the car with its current properties but change the name to Tesla Cybertruck. If not, just return the car. So we have this. This is the map method. You're all most likely familiar with this. Let's save that. And let's see if we can update the Cybertruck. So back in our browser, we want to update the Tesla Cybertruck. That's the Cybertruck. We want to change the name to Tesla Cybertruck. Oh, I'm still using add Cybertruck. Oh, should we go back and update it? You get the gist. You know what we're doing. We want to update, not add. I'm going to change the name later. So I want to change the name of the Cybertruck. So if I click this button, you see it changes to Tesla Cybertruck. So we are able to update our array. We update a single object inside our array using .map, which you are most likely used to. So now we've been able to update this array, update the Cybertruck. But there's another way to do this. There's a solid way, pun intended, yeah, to do this. And let's look at that. So back to VS Code. Let's go down. First, I'm going to change this to update. Okay, get that in. Then we're going to create another. We're going to be creating another update button. Let's copy this. I have 2 breaks. The angle I forgot, and yeah. So button. Now instead of update Cybertruck, we'll say update Camaro. We want to update the Camaro. So update Camaro. We want to update the Camaro. So we're going to be updating that using the path syntax. We're not going to be using the regular array methods. That's .map. We're going to be using the path syntax. So let's copy update Camaro and come up here and create a new function. Update Camaro and set that to a function. Good. So as I said, we're going to be using the path syntax for this update. Let's call setup store and just watch this. I think I'll also put them in separate lines. I also put them in separate lines so that you can see what's going on. So let's do this so that we have everything in separate lines. So what's the first thing we do? We pick cars, which is good. Then in the next line, we use a callback function. And we say car. Not cars, car. Now, out of all these cars, give us the car that has the name Camaro. Give us the car that has the name Camaro. So we first got cars, then in the next line, we can use the callback method to pick a single car in the list. So in that list, give us the car with the name Camaro. Next, once you get this car, we want to set the name. So give us the name. We want to set the name. And lastly, the last is always the value. The last item is always the value. Set the name to Camaro T. For some reason. Set the name to Camaro T. You see what we did here? We select the object. We select the property rather, which is cars, the cars array. Now in the cars array, we use the callback method to give it this expression, to filter it. This is a filter expression. Filter that array and get us the one that matches this condition. Once you get that for us, then we want the name. We want to change the name to this. And that's it. So this is the property we want to update. This is the selector function. This is the property we want to update inside whatever the selector function gives us. And this is the value. This is the value we want to give it. So now let us look at what we get with that. Let's look at what we get with the Camaro. Let's save that. Go to our browser. And here in our browser, first let's refresh so that we know that all errors are cleared. Now we have update. So the Camaro is currently, the name is Camaro. We have update Camaro, but we want to set this to Camaro T. So let us click update, and yup, it becomes Camaro T. Let me refresh that in case you missed it. It's Camaro right now. When I click update Camaro, Camaro T. Sweet. Now, you see how we use the path syntax? It helps us step through the object using both the string names of the properties, and even callback functions to be able to select, to be able to target what we want to update. Let's look at another thing we can do. So back in VS Code, let's say for this F150, we want something more dynamic. We want to toggle this value. Each time we click a button, we want to toggle this value. Let's see how we can do that. So I'm going to create another button. So many buttons. So yeah, we'll say yep, good. So let's have a button, good, and say I'm going to say toggle electric, toggle Ford electric. So I want to toggle the electric property on the Ford car. That's the Ford F-150. So toggle Ford electric. Yeah. So let's copy this and go up to write the function, the const toggle electric, set it to a function, and inside this function I'm also going to call set app store. Let's do this once again, line by line. So let's pick cars. We use our callback function. Take all this out. Our callback function to pick the car we want. So we say car.name, and the name should be equal to F150. Let me see if I'm spelling the name correctly. F-150. Okay, F150. And once you get the F150, we want to get the electric. I'm going to use a callback method for the value now instead. So get the electric and set it to opposite of its current value. Yeah, get the current value of the electric and set it to opposite of its current value. So select cars, pick the car named F150, and toggle the electric property. So we have that in place. Let's save that. We have our button in place. Everything looks good. Now let's go to our browser. Now here in our browser, let's refresh this. So we no longer have any errors. Now just look at this F150. It's currently fuel. Now I want to click this button. Should have got toggle here. I want to click this button severally and have this toggle between fuel and electric. So it's currently fuel. If I click this now, it should be electric. Okay, kind of looks like I'm missing something here because we didn't get the expected update. Let's go back to VS Code. Back in VS Code, let's scroll up. I think I need to select the property before using this callback. So let's just come down here and say electric. Yeah, so electric, then this callback is going to deal with the value. So select cars and use this callback to filter down to the car with the name F150, get the electric property, and then toggle the value. So let's save that and let's go back to the browser. So back here in the browser, I'm just going to refresh this so that I have my F150 back. And now let's hope it updates. So click update. Yep. So fuel, electric, fuel, electric. Awesome. So that's how you can also use a callback to define your value. You don't have to define your value as a static value. You can also run some logic on how your value is defined, as we've seen with the callback method. Now finally, let's look at how we can delete a car. So back in VS Code, let's add our very last button for this video. Say break. Then yeah, let's get this button. Let's copy it. Put it here. And now I'm just going to say delete. Which car should we delete? Let's delete the Model S. Yeah, let's delete the Model S. We've not touched it. So delete Model S. Delete the Model S. So delete Model S. While we're at that, let me change this to toggle. Toggle for the electric. So delete Model S. Let's delete the Tesla Model S. So let's copy this. Go up. Now let us write the function. const delete model s, set that to an arrow function, and inside here we call set app store, and you can simply just use your regular array filter method that is conventionally used to delete stuff from arrays in an immutable manner. So let's say we get a callback, get our cars, say cars.filter, and we'll pass this a function. And inside the function, we'll pick our car, and we say return. I think this is a return statement already. So just return car.name is not equal to model s. Car.name is not equal to model s. So any car that is not that the name is not model s should be returned, so that once it sees model s, it just keeps it. So it's no longer in our array. Let's see if we are spelling the model s correctly. Model s, yeah. So just skip the model s car and return every other car. So with that in place, let's save this and go to our browser. In our browser, let's refresh again so that we get these errors out of the way. We have our model s here. Our cars are 5. And if we click delete model s, oh, cannot read properties of undefined filter. Interesting. Probably I spelled something wrong. Let's check that out. Oh, I see. I'm picking I picked cars wrongly. So let's say cars. Good. And now let's go back to our browser. So back in the browser, let's refresh. And now let's delete our model s. Delete model s. Boom, it's gone. Model s is out of the list. We have been able to add a car, update a car, update using different methods, using the path syntax, and also we have learned how to delete a car. And that's amazing the way Solid helps us to use stores to manage deeply nested objects that control the state of our application.